Hello, and welcome back to another edition of Black Enterprises Inside the Studio. I'm your host, Jeroslyn Jovan. Today, we have the pleasure of going inside season 2 of the Max original series, Rap Shit. We got the chance to sit down with the show's creator and showrunner, who both hold executive producer roles like they did on their previous hit, Insecure. Join me in welcoming Miss Issa Rae and Syreeta Singleton. Hi, ladies.
Hello.
All right, so we are going into season 2
Yes.
of Rap Shit. So far, how do you feel about the overall response to the show?
We haven't had it yet. You know, it's just out in the world. Oh, you mean like from the
Yes,
first
from
season?
season
oh
one.
my gosh. Yeah, I feel like it's people who watch it are invested. They have a lot of strong feelings, particularly about Shawna. And that has been really fun to watch. And, you know, I feel like more people just need to know about it and like get invested. And I'm excited for season 2 to build more awareness around it.
Most definitely. So as we're going into season 2, what would you say is the central theme?
It's really about winning. I feel like every character comes in and they're like determined to win. It's like whatever it takes. We want to win by any means necessary. I feel like that's one of the things that we start out the gate with in episode 1 right at the top. It's like by any means necessary. I feel like that applies to every single character across the board this season.
I got a sense of the importance of maintaining authenticity as you rise to the top.
Yes, there's definitely conversations about selling out and at what cost. Like, you know, what cost is too high to compromise. And there is since season 1, there's been a conversation about authenticity that our characters have been having with their craft. So I'm glad you caught that.
Yes. And with Mia and Shawna's lifestyles being so different, their personalities being so different, how would you say it impacts their group dynamic?
Incredibly so. And that's something that we discussed just even in the formation of their friendship and watching the formation of their friendship, just watching them reconnect, not only as people, but then as group members. That added layer. They might hold each other to the past versions of themselves. So what does that look like when you're trying to have a group together and you don't agree on the same things and you don't even have the same priorities? You know, Mia has a daughter to feed and she's thinking about her future. Shauna has other ambitions that, you know, may not be as respected in the same way. You know, if she's like, is she out for fame? Does she want to be respected as an artist? Does she just want a taste of the lifestyle? Like, what does she want? And so those are all things that are ingredients for conflict in their relationship.
When it comes to my girl Chastity, I love her. We are seeing her struggle to get respect as a manager. And what would you say are some of the barriers that might be holding her back from getting that respect in her role?
I think the way she shows up is just, I mean, it makes her perfect for the role because she has like this kind of go-getter, like I'll figure it out, I'll find a solution kind of thing. But I think her being a woman is one really big thing that kind of, you know, people are trying to figure out how to adjust to her. But I also think her coming from the streets and that sort of attitude is one that, you know, again, like I said, makes her perfect for the role. But at the same time, I think you get a character like Francois Boom or other people who are just kind of like, where do we place this? How do we make this work in a business setting? So I feel like those are some of her like biggest obstacles, but she finesses.
Social media played such a huge component in season 1. Does it continue in season 2?
It does to a certain extent because that's just part of being an artist
Yeah.
nowadays. Like you have to have a social media presence if you're not already established. We've seen some artists who've already made a name for themselves who don't have to lean on it as much. But if you're coming up, that's the way that people see you. So we watch our characters lean on it to either control the narrative or to, you know, put themselves out there or to be almost, I want to say exploitative in some way to instigate conversations. But generally, like, we really were focusing on the in-person, behind-the-scenes conversations to get to know these characters and watch them get to know each other in real time.
Yeah, and I want to add to that. I'm like the girls are so influenced by public opinion, and I think so many artists are like that comment section. We have gone behind the scenes more and shown more of what it's like to like day to day be an artist on tour, right? But at the same time, like that comment section, what happens when you go live and what people are saying and what they feel about the things that you're putting out there, like that's something that we always knew that we needed to keep because it is such a big like it is such a big influence on like what happens next. Okay, I need to make a detour because they're not fucking with it in the comments. And like I feel like that's something that, you know, we see a big thing on social media and also a big thing in our show.
I recently wrote a story. A female rap veteran made a reaction to one of the newer female rap stars out right now, and she said we are living in a prostitution era of hip hop. As it relates to rap shit and its focus on females in hip hop, what do you think the influence will be on the current rap scene of females rising in the game and possibly conversations of having to sell sex to get more popular?
I mean, hopefully rap shit is a mirror. Like it's a representation of the state of rap right now. It's a commentary. It's an appreciation of all its facets, and we're having those conversations actively on the show. And we are having those generational conversations in the room, I'd say, because we're all, you know, hip hop has been around for 50 years, and the female presence in hip hop has always been heavily debated, heavily scrutinized, and that's what birthed this show. Just that constant conversation. There's not the same scrutiny for male artists because it's assumed that it's their space and they can do whatever they want. So that is what makes making this show so fulfilling, because we get to have those conversations every day.